has done well so far in terms of this election?
Well, I think I will not look at where they have done well. I want us to review where they could do better. And that has to do with educating us, investigative journalism. We don't have it in Nigeria at all. Sometimes I have to go on to Premium Times or Sahara Reporter to get some facts. We need more investigative journalism in Nigeria. You want to tell me this man that is coming out as a governor, or this man that has been a governor, are they all saints? Can we get to know some facts about them that we can say, oh yes. There's also some other candidates
but
we've never heard about.
Those media houses you just mentioned are also part of the media.
Yeah.
So they have pluses.
And run by Nigerians.
Where is the investigative journalism in that?
But
they are part of the media that were saying it depends on the side of the divide you belong to.
No, the Sahara Reporters and Premium Times you mentioned.
Yeah.
They're part of the media. Part of the media.
Maybe because those ones are online things that nobody can go out. Yeah, look.
Yes, let me tell you there. Excuse me. Let me tell you. You just said maybe because nobody. The social media people are largely anonymous. And now you do not know the number of the litigation that we have. People that have sued us for publishing even the truth. You know that the truth is not part of the defense that you are talking about when it comes to libel, slander, sedition, and some of those things, even though sedition has been knocked out of the law book. People still take people to court charged with sedition. So the proprietors too will not allow you to just be reckless. Look at what happened about when two newspapers carried a particular advert from a particular governor recently. You saw the outrage. You don't know the papers that the proprietors have received as a result of that advert, not even a story. It is insinuated. That was what I was talking about, the complexity of our diversity. Like there are certain things we see about the Northeast, about Northwest, about Southwest, about Southeast, that editors, that's why they are gatekeepers. The editors will say, in the interest of peace of this country, let us keep this. You may want that information, but we artfully conceal that information in the interest of peace, because as some political scientists will tell you, we do not have a country yet. One even writer, before he died, even wrote that was a country. The context of June 12th, as the president said, is different. Here, two Muslims, the presidential candidate, a Muslim, the running mate, a Muslim, even they defeated their opponent in the home state of the opponent, even in their wards. And it was going to be something that was going to strengthen democracy. It was annulled. Can anybody field Muslim candidates in this country now? This is a different context. It's a different context that we have to look at. It's a complex diversity we have to look at.
Let me bring a dimension.
Hold on, let's hear.
Let me bring a dimension.
But while you're bringing the dimension, include this part. Why is it that sometimes the headlines don't reflect the story?
No, but let me take that
technical
first.
issues.
If headline does not reflect the story, then it's unprofessional. It's unprofessional. People often say that, but any medium that carries a headline that is not justified in the body of the story has done wrong. It's unethical.
Now let's talk about
But let me bring the dimension I wanted to bring. In assessing the media, talking about the editorial part, I think the media has done well. But when it comes to commercials, I will not give a pass mark to the media, but vis-a-vis this election. Electronic, print, everybody. When it comes to commercials, I think the financial considerations tend to outweigh the ethical considerations. There is a particular toxic documentary that ran for weeks on certain stations. I know channels did not take it. I think it's kudos to channels for not taking it. But those who took it, you know why? Apart from proprietorial interest, financial interest was also very strong. Financial consideration. I heard that each time that documentary ran, it was 5 million. And they could run it twice a day. In an economy like this, a media house struggling, to pay salaries now gets a documentary, 1 hour, 5 million per slot, and it runs twice a day. They couldn't resist it. I will fault the media there. Even in print, there are certain advertisements, political advertising that I see that I feel we should have exercised more restraint about. But you see...
Does that mean the NBC is failing in its monitoring of what's going on?
I believe so. I believe so. The NBC failed, was flat-footed on that particular documentary. NBC failed. That documentary had hatred in it. It was divisive. It was meant to cause polarity in the country. The NBC failed.
Okay, there's this set of guidelines for this election coverage for the guided conduct of the journalists.
For both print and electronic.
Yes, the Nigerian Guild of Editors, you've subscribed to it,
Yes,
the Nigerian Union of Journalists. How do you intend to monitor this and make sure that, yes, every journalist fall within this document and follow through?
Thank you. You will see that that kind of document that we came out with, it was publicly presented. The INEC chairman, Professor Jega, was at that event. It is at best persuasive. It's not as if anybody goes contrary to it, there is a punishment immediately. No, it's at best persuasive. And what I have appealed to the various chapels of the NUJ to do is that take that documentary and ensure that it is in the hand of every reporter, particularly political reporters. Let them go through it, let them digest it, let them internalize it, and let it affect the way they will do their jobs. Because what do you have in that document? Don't instigate hate. Don't publish stories that are not balanced. Don't publish election results that have not been verified, that do not emanate from INEC, such things. And one thing I would like to say again is that there is no reinventing the wheel, really. All these things are embedded in the ethics of the profession. It's just to emphasize them once again.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Oloja was talking about the media being the gatekeeper. Now, there's this issue of making sure that as a media house, you don't give out information that can divide the country. But some of the media can also hide under this and subvert the truth. So how do we balance this?
That's it. It's an ethical minefield, really. And you need to continue to navigate it so that you don't get blown up. And in navigating it, ensure you don't also suppress the truth. There are certain things that happen in the country and you ask yourself, if I publish this, is it good for the polity? What further damage can it do to our country? Having answered those questions, you then ask yourself again, if I suppress this, is it good also for the polity that this should not be published? So you need to play a balancing game. And that balancing game is what will determine whether you have comported yourself properly as a medium or not.
Mr. Odutola, I'll come back to you to ask to speak on the legal limitations to the media, but let's stay with you. Why is it sometimes, Mr. Oloja, why is it sometimes difficult for the media organizations or the reporters, as the case may be, to look at the human side of a particular thing without necessarily politicizing the story, but look at the ingredients of the story without the politics?
Well, the answer may be blowing in the wind. No, let's, you know, the expectation is so high. Yeah. But yes, as I said, I mentioned a particular name. When we started, I said the Akpo Esajeris of this world who reported politics, say Akpo Esajeri reporting. Unfortunately, we want to be frank to ourselves, we do not find such people in the newsroom anymore. It's very difficult. As people are complaining about poor quality in our education, this is the products of these institutions that come to the newsroom as new reporters. We are in big trouble, I can admit here. Getting the right people to do the right thing, to write the way you are talking about. I am not too sure that even channel television has the real